Hello to our freaky family. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Candy.
And this is Sips of Crime. Welcome back, everybody, to Sips of Crime. I hope you have had a fantastic week. 4th of July weekend was in full swing, and I hope you guys had a great holiday with your families, and I hope your puppies didn't get too scared from the fireworks.
Oh, I know.
They are
My
terrified.
dog is going to freak out.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's scared of thunder, so.
Absolutely. Yeah, the fireworks definitely taunt those poor puppies. One of the things that we wanted to check in with you guys about is we have recently kind of been made aware of our recording schedule versus our actual posting schedule. And so unbeknownst to us, of course, one of our last episodes actually went live on 4th of July, and we didn't even say a word about it because we were obviously not recording on that same day. So we just wanted to kind of apologize. We're not unpatriotic.
No, we're not.
Unpatriotic or
life gets in the way and we didn't realize.
We just didn't realize it was a mistake on our part. So we are trying to be a little bit more aware of.
And happy belated Mother's Day because
apparently we missed that one too.
Yeah, I think we posted on that day too. So.
Yeah, so we just wanted to apologize for not kind of being aware of that, and we're going to definitely try to be better in the future for you guys.
Yes.
Okay. Candy, what have you been up to this week? Anything fun, exciting?
No, I went halfway to the beach today to pick up my sister-in-law. She's younger than me, so it's kind of weird to say that. But she's going to hang out with us for however long she wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
How was your birthday week then?
Yes, my birthday was actually just a couple of days ago, and I had a fantastic dinner the day before with my family. We made shrimp and steak and pineapple kebabs on the grill. I am a sucker for seafood, you guys. Like, that is absolutely 100% the way to my heart. And because of that, my husband actually planned a little getaway for us and took us down to Lake Norman, where we got a hotel room and had dinner on the water, and absolutely 100% one of the most breathtaking sunsets that I've seen.
Yay.
So we had a really great time there. If you guys are ever in Lake Norman, you guys definitely have to check out Toucans. It's kind of this little hole in the wall that's not like a huge, well-known restaurant in that area, but the food is fantastic, the service was great, and the view was just breathtaking.
But I swear, any of those hole-in-the-wall restaurants that you go to, like expecting it to be hole-in-the-wall,
right,
it's like one of the best places you're going to go to.
It definitely is, I mean, you kind of stumble upon these like little gems where you're expecting, mediocre food, mediocre service, but they always tend to surprise us. So definitely don't neglect those little areas in your local area. But yeah, so I had a fantastic birthday, and cheers to 32.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Candy, what are we drinking today?
We are going to try. So I know we've done the Uptown cocktails before.
Yes.
But I love pina colada.
We do love a pina colada.
Malibu, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Coconut, pineapple, that
screams summer.
Yes. So I found a coconut, a pina colada cream wine cocktail. It's actually 13.9% alcohol volume.
Woo!
So compared to our last two episodes,
yes,
where they were only like, what, 5%?
5, 6 ish.
It literally doesn't say much on the back.
Okay, I don't think they have to.
Other than standard orange, literally it said, other than standard orange wine with cream and natural flavors. Please drink responsibly, refrigerate after opening, and it's women-owned.
Oh, women-owned. I love that.
It's gluten-free.
Okay.
It says Go Texan.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I guess it's made in Texas, that's why.
Oh, that'd be why.
And then I'm assuming it has dairy in it.
Mm-hmm.
So for all you non-dairy people,
might want to stay away from this one.
I might regret it because I can't do ice cream. Well, I can, but it just cramps my stomach up. But we're going to do it anyway.
All right. Taking one for the team.
It smells good.
The Uptown cocktails one that I had the last time was, and I think I posted it on the Instagram, was a like a chocolate martini.
Yes.
And it was absolutely delicious.
Kind of like that Choco Vine.
Yes. Cheers.
It's pretty good.
That's actually really good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have that strong alcohol taste either.
Like you get that.
I was expecting it.
You get that bit of a burn. I want to say that the.
I mean, it tells you to mix it well, and I drove here, so it probably got shaken up a little bit. And I shook it up before I opened it, but
I think we're safe.
Yeah.
No, that's actually really good. You could definitely put that like over some ice and put a little umbrella in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pool. We'll have to grab one for the pool day.
Yes, definitely for the pool day. Faux show.
Very good. Ooh,
all right.
I got an alcohol kick out that second sip.
Yeah, I was about to say it has like a slight alcohol burn, but it's not. The chocolate martini one was very alcoholic tasting, but I feel like you kind of needed that with the sweet chocolate.
Oh yeah, true.
And so it really didn't bother me when I was drinking that one from the same company. But this one I feel like has a much less alcohol burn and
really
is really,
I feel
really
like it
good.
could be very dangerous.
It's very dangerous on account of the fact that it is 13, I believe, 0.9% is what I saw on that bottle.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So what do you have for me today?
I've got another wild case for you today, Candy.
Yay. So grab a glass.
Grab a friend.
And let's dive in.
So today we are going to be talking about Teresita Basa.
All right.
Have you heard of this before?
No, nope. I'm glad you can pronounce the name.
It's always a plus. All right. Well, you're in for a bit of a wild ride.
Okay.
So Teresita was born in the Philippines in 1929 as the only child to a fairly wealthy couple. After she graduated from Assumption's College in Manila, she moved to the United States in the 1960s to study music at Indiana University. She later became a respiratory therapist at Edgewater Hospital in Chicago, Illinois.
Nice.
This hospital was considered an incredibly ritzy hospital. It's the same hospital where Frank Sinatra was a patient, Pinky Up, and where Hillary Clinton and the infamous serial killer John Wayne Gacy were born.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Would not have known that.
Yeah. So she's done a lot with her life in a short period of time. She's young. She's successful. I mean, she's obviously very well educated. And, she really just, it says that Teresita led a quiet and unassuming life. She enjoyed her job. She enjoyed coming home, enjoyed quiet nights with her friends. So kind of a low-key kind of gal. She was pursuing a master's degree in music at Loyola University and would frequently give complimentary piano lessons to neighborhood children when she wasn't working or studying. After her shift at the hospital on February 21st of 1977, Teresita received a call from her friend Ruth, and they chatted for about 30 minutes when Teresita told her she was expecting a friend to come over soon, but didn't give any more details than that, and didn't disclose what the visit was for. Because this mystery person was supposed to be there soon, the lady said goodbye and hung up. About an hour later, at 8:40 p.m., Teresita's neighbor from down the hall began smelling smoke, and were unable to determine where it was coming from. The fire department was called, and the janitorial staff was tasked with evacuating the building as the corridor of the apartment complex began to fill with smoke. Once arrived, the firefighters discovered the source of the smoke was the apartment 15B, Teresita's apartment. They barged in and luckily were able to put out the fire in minutes. Once the blaze settled down, they witnessed a horrifying scene. They found the nude body of Teresita Basa under a burning mattress and pile of clothes with a butcher's knife sticking out of her chest. Yeah. It's a rough scene to walk into. And can you only imagine, like, the way that the firefighters are feeling? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're tasked with this job to put out this fire. That's what they're
quickly.
They did it quickly. They did their job, and then they have to go in, and then boom, like it instantly becomes like this kind of mystery situation where the firefighters did their job, and then they witness this. Like, I couldn't imagine. And shout out to all of our first responders.
Oh heck yeah!
There's no way. You guys are where it's at. I mean,
there's stuff that they see that we could never imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys show up every single time. So, you know, just thank you. Shout out to all of you first responders for being there and for showing up. Police were instantly called and an investigation begun. Obviously, the fire had been set in attempt to cover up the murder. But why? Who would want to kill an innocent, hard-working woman like Teresita who lived such a quiet lifestyle? The scene had told the investigators that she had been the victim of a sexual assault. However, her autopsy determined she had not been raped. So just going back, they found her naked.
Right.
But, and of course, whenever you find somebody like that in that state, you know, it's automatic that you think sexual assault, you know.
Right.
But her autopsy states that she was not raped. So.
I mean, thank goodness.
Yeah, no, thank God. But just
why,
interesting
why were you naked?
What was the point? Yeah. There seemed to be no apparent motive for this horrendous crime, and little evidence was found due to the fire. However, they could clearly see that the apartment had been ransacked. It was a complete mess, so they thought possibly this was a robbery gone wrong, but they were unable to determine if anything was actually missing. The only thing that stood out was a note that Teresita had apparently written herself that read, "Get theater tickets for A.S." So this is our Miss Teresita Basa.
Aw, she's pretty.
She is very pretty, and she looks, you know, just quaint.
Right.
You know, like quiet. She kind of,
Keeps
you know.
herself.
Exactly.
Has
and
a head on her shoulder.
Absolutely. Smart.
Just goes through life.
Educated. Yeah, living her life. So this is one of the crime scene photos from the apartment where they were saying that it was ransacked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think I have another one coming up, too. Of course, detectives had no clue as to who A.S. could be or how recently the note had been written, but they decided to put most of their focus on working towards discovering more about the initials. This was all they had for now. Over the next several weeks, homicide investigators interviewed Teresita's neighbors, friends, coworkers, and classmates. Her close friends described Teresita as a quiet and reserved woman who was extremely dedicated to her job and highly praised for patience. She would occasionally go on a date or two, but she never married. She seemed satisfied and happy with her job at the hospital and with her music studies. According to her loved ones, Teresita had no known enemies. Those who knew her were shocked at the thought that someone would want her dead. Over the course of the investigation, they learned a lot about Teresita's personalities and hobbies, but the information they had collected did not get them any closer to finding her killer. They reached out to the general public for assistance and got very few callbacks about the case, and unfortunately, it went cold.
What?
Yep. I hate a cold case. I hate it.
I mean,
Drives me nuts.
I have to say I like all cases, but they do drive me nuts.
Drive me crazy. I have to have an ending. Like I watch
Unsolved Mysteries.
I watch Unsolved Mysteries. I was just getting ready to say that, but it drives me crazy at the end. It does. I'm like, who did it? Who did it?
Let me help you.
Let me help you. I will come help you investigate. For 5 months, the police had nothing until Detective Joe Stachula came to work one morning and found a note on his desk instructing him to call the Evanston Police Department to discuss the Basa murder. Curious, the homicide investigator immediately dialed the number. The officer who picked up told Detective Stachula that they just had received a call from a person claiming to have information about Teresita's murder. He was then told to get in touch with Dr. Jose Chua.
And this is how long?
5 months.
Oh,
That's it was cold. It was cold for 5 months. He was told to get in touch with Dr. Jose Chua, a man who lived in Skokie, a small village in Cook County, Illinois. Along with his partner, Detective Lee Eplin, Stachula made an appointment with the doctor. He arranged to interview him at his home, and Dr. Jose Chua provided them with some valuable information about the case. Information they never saw coming.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, girl, this is where things start to get a little trippy. So stick with me.
Trippy or crazy?
Both.
Oh, God. Okay.
So stick with me.
Okay.
Dr. Chua appeared terribly embarrassed to tell Detective Chua and Detective Eplin what he knew. After several minutes of awkward small talk, Dr. Chua asked them if either of them believed in the paranormal or in supernatural forces. Dr. Chua proceeded to tell the pair of investigators that he believed that his wife, Remy, was being possessed by Teresita's spirit. Remy was a co-worker of Teresita's and also from the Philippines, and Dr. Chua explained that she had started dreaming these odd dreams involving Teresita. According to Dr. Chua, Remy had tried to ignore the dreams, but one day, while she was fast asleep, or at least appeared to be, she began calling out her husband's name, speaking to him in a voice that wasn't her own. Dr. Chua said she was in a trance-like state. He described that Remy seemed to be almost comatose while talking to him. He was startled by the whole event as he didn't recognize the voice that was speaking to him. This unfamiliar voice cried out that she was Teresita Basa and that she desperately needed his help.
Oh, wow.
So your wife, that you've been together with forever,
Possessed.
is asleep on the couch,
Possessed.
taking a nap,
Possessed.
and all of a sudden... and all of a sudden starts speaking to you in a voice that you've never heard before, that isn't your wife's voice. I mean, you know your wife's voice.
Right.
And stating that she was this Teresita Basa person and needed your help. Like, oh my God.
I'd have freaked out.
Mm-hmm. The voice coming out of Remy's mouth made some seriously grave statements. Quote, "Doctor, I would like to ask you for your help. The man who murdered me is still at large." Unquote. When he pressed his entranced wife further about her identity, he said, quote, "I was really surprised and scared when I asked her name, and she answered, 'I am Teresita Basa.' But she told me I had nothing to be scared of. She was really pleading for me to help solve her murder. She claimed that she had been killed by a man named Alan Showery.
A.S.
A.S. Who also worked with Teresita at the hospital.
Ooh.
Furthermore, she begged Dr. Chua to go to the police with this piece of information. She revealed that Alan had come over to her apartment to fix a few things in her television, but ended up killing her. Ultimately, the voice coming from Remy's mouth made a final plea for him to call the police and let them know. Then, Teresita's voice faded away. I've got goosebumps.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. So, I mean, and not only, I mean, this poor doctor, I mean, he's coming to these police officers thinking that he's doing his due diligence, but as I had stated before, he was terribly embarrassed to start this conversation. I would be too.
Like, yeah, how
who's going to believe me?
Yeah.
Like, how do I even start explaining this, you know? But, you know, I mean, good for him for coming forward, though, regardless of the circumstances, because I don't know if I could have told that story.
I mean, I guess if she's going to visit you enough times, though, I mean, though it's only once, but if she's going to visit you enough times, you're probably going to go.
Probably going to go. When Remy woke up, she had no memory or knowledge of what had just happened. Her husband informed her of the things she had said, but none of it seemed real to her. She stared blankly at him as he tried to explain the bizarre events that took place. Dr. Chua, still startled by what he had just witnessed, made the decision to let it go and forget it.
Mm-hmm.
The following week, however, the same thing happened. So this is the second time. Yet again, Remy fell asleep and soon after started talking to Jose in the same voice as before. This time around, Teresita's tone was angry. She wanted to know why he hadn't done anything with the information she had provided him. Dr. Chua played along and explained that he wasn't going to go to the cops without any proper proof to back her claims. Which makes sense.
Right. Like, I need something.
I need something to give,
or they're
you
gonna
know.
Look at me like I'm dumb.
Yeah, or like I'm crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Lock me up in a psych ward. Like, oh my gosh. The spirit possessing his wife said, "Fine, here you go." The voice revealed that right before he burned her place down, Alan had stolen several valuable items from her apartment. Unique pieces of jewelry that her dad had brought her in France as a gift for her mom. After stealing from her, Alan had given the jewelry to his girlfriend. Teresita's voice gave Dr. Chua the names and phone numbers of a few people who would surely be able to identify the jewelry. Jose was still skeptical about the whole thing, yet he decided it was worth a shot. The following day, he called the police. So it happened 2 times. This time, she's like giving him some ammo here. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, listen, he stole this jewelry from me.
Right.
And, I have friends and family who can identify it. It's very unique pieces of jewelry. And I have a picture of it here in just a little bit. Mm-hmm. But, she's like, it's unmistakable. Once you have this information, they have to believe you. The detectives, of course, were wary of this story. They had never had a ghost help solve a murder before, and they weren't even sure if they believed him or not. But they hadn't had a lead in months and figured, why not? It wouldn't hurt anyone to look further into this claim, so they ran a background check on Alan, who did turn out to be a real person.
Oh.
Yes. And here he is. So that's Alan Showery.
Okay, Alan.
Who worked at the hospital with Teresita, who was supposed to be coming to fix her television. The background check on Alan Showery revealed that the man lived near Teresita. Even more suspicious was that he was also working at Edgewater Hospital, but in a different department. After talking with several of Alan's co-workers, they were dumbfounded when they heard one of them mention that Alan had indeed fixed Teresita's TV for her. Again, all of that information came from the spirit and Remy's mouth.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. Nobody said anything about a television before this. At that point, the investigators decided it was time to pay the man a visit. They dropped by Alan Showery's apartment, unannounced, and found him relaxing with his girlfriend. After some small talk, they asked him to accompany them to the police station. The detectives told Alan they were investigating the murder of Teresita, and because he was one of her acquaintances, they hoped he would be able to help. Alan Showery agreed, no questions asked. So, they go to him and they're like, hey, we're just trying to get some information. You worked at the same place. Right. We're really hoping that you can help us out. Why don't you come on down? Why don't you come on down? And of course he's like, oh, sure. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll help out.
It's been 5 months. Why not? During their investigation, Alan denied ever visiting Teresita's home. When they confronted the suspect with the fact that workers of the hospital had overheard him talking about fixing her television, Alan changed his story. Mm-hmm.
Well, that doesn't make you look too great, Alan.
It does not. Suddenly, he admitted that he actually had gone to her place, but said that once he arrived, he realized that he lacked the necessary tools to fix it. According to Alan, he left Teresita's house straight away and told her that he would fix it some other time. He stated that when he left her house, he instantly returned to his place. He said that he and his girlfriend were dealing with some electrical problems at the time, and he needed to stay home to fix them. When they sat down with his girlfriend, however, whose name is Yanka, she told the detectives that she was completely unaware of any electrical issues in the apartment. So she's just, giving them exactly what they need. Nope, I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, he's wrong.
Also, get this.
Oh, God.
She also mentioned that even if there were any problems, Alan would have no idea how to fix them. So it's not only are, you're sitting here, yeah, we don't actually have any electrical problems, and if we did, Alan wouldn't know what the heck he's doing.
Then what's he doing, trying to fix her TV?
Exactly! You have to kind of think that maybe it was part of a cover story.
Oh, yeah, true, probably.
Yeah. I can help you, blah, blah, blah. The detectives then asked Yanka if she had received any jewelry from Alan lately. She told her that he had gifted her a few unique pieces back in February, calling them her belated Christmas gifts. At the time of their investigation, Yanka was actually wearing the jewelry.
Oh, my God.
And pointed to the pendant around her neck and the gold and pearl earrings. The gold and pearl earring. The gold and pearl ring on her finger. Upon seeing the jewelry, the detectives asked Yanka if she would be willing to follow them to the police station. She agreed, obviously having no idea what was actually going down here. And the detectives arranged to have some of Teresita's close friends who would be able to identify the jewelry come down to the station as well. Mm-hmm. As soon as these people saw the jewelry, they confirmed it was Teresita's.
No way.
Yeah. Right after... Oh, I guess I don't have a picture of it. I'll get you a picture of it. Give me just a minute. Right after Alan Showery was confronted with what police had discovered about the jewelry, he confessed to the murder. Alan revealed that he decided he was going to raid Teresita's house and steal her valuable items because he needed the money to pay rent. Since Teresita was expecting him to fix her TV and had apparently decided to hand him theater tickets as a thank you gift, if you remember the note.
Oh, yeah.
Let him into her apartment willingly. As soon as Teresita turned around, Alan beat her. He told the cops that he had stripped her naked to make it seem like there had been a sexual assault. Then he stabbed her once in the chest. However, his malice plan to get money had failed. Alan was only able to find $30.
I mean, really, is that worth it?
Not at all.
$30 freaking.
$10 isn't worth it.
I mean, I know, but still.
Yeah, it's just awful to think,
Go sell the theater tickets.
And one of the things that's surprising to me about this case is what makes him think that there's money in the apartment.
Right.
Like, there's nothing...
She works at the same place you do.
Yeah, there's nothing about this lifestyle that she's living that would make him suspect that there's, like, thousands of dollars lying around somewhere in a drawer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, she offered to buy him theater tickets.
If she had thousands of dollars, why would she ask her coworker to come fix her TV?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't she, like, call somebody and pay
And she didn't even offer to pay him money. She was going to give him theater tickets.
Right.
So it's not like she just... I'm so confused as to what would make him think that he was going to make bank on this. Anyway, so instead he snatched some of the jewelry from her room to make the whole murder worthwhile. Then he sparked the fire to cover up the evidence. He decided to plead guilty so he could get a sentence reduction. Alan was given 14 years for murder, 4 years for arson, and 4 years for robbery. He served only 5 short years before he was released from jail on parole.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yes, and from everything that I could find after that, he is still out.
5 years?
Yes.
You killed someone and robbed them and set them on fire.
Yeah. But, there's parole. It's parole.
You killed someone.
Yeah, it's awful to think that this absolute piece of garbage is walking around our streets.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm trying to find you a picture of the unique jewelry that was found, because I thought that I had put it in my notes, but apparently I have not. Yeah, okay, so that's the ring. And that's the pendant. So, I mean, obviously extremely unique.
Somebody would definitely
be able to recognize that and point it out.
And say, hey, this is hers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so, yeah, like I said, it's a crazy case, but it sounds like...
So I feel like the cops should believe in spiritual talk more
yes,
than
definitely
they do.
Paranormal. And, it's always so funny to me, whenever people... get like psychics involved
like mind readers.
Yeah. Like hypnotists.
Okay.
And it's always something that baffles me because there has been so many situations out there where it has proven to be useful. And I mean, in this case scenario, I mean, what a crazy case,
Right, like if that wouldn't have happened, they would have never solved that.
Exactly. And I think that we also have to give the detectives kudos in this situation because I think that there's also a handful of detectives out there who would have heard poor Dr. Chua's testimony and been like, you're insane.
We're not chasing that lead.
We're not chasing that lead and you're wasting our time.
Yeah.
And there you go. They would have never...
I still think it's crazy he only served 5 years. That's baloney.
It is baloney. Absolute baloney. It is not a good situation. And unfortunately, I do wish that they would, tighten up the reins on that parole hearing, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's just nuts.
Well, to lighten the mood, you have some fun stuff for me today, don't you?
I do. It's something really short. And it's actually, every state has like those crazy laws that are laws.
Yes, we love our freaky laws.
Right, but nobody would know they were laws unless, it's legit.
Unless you look them up.
Right. So, 11 things in North Carolina that are actually illegal.
I'm looking forward to this.
Laws are laws. What might seem perfectly legal to you could actually be illegal in North Carolina. Sure, there's the obvious illegal things, but others fly under the radar. Or honestly, just completely random. Like the classic, you can't use an elephant to plow a field. While the elephant in the field might be out of date now, these next 11, they're true.
Okay.
On the Blue Ridge Parkway, it's illegal to gather the leaves of the Galax plant. They've been used for medicinal purposes and floral decorations in the southern Appalachian region for centuries. It takes two to drink in North Carolina. North Carolina is the only state where alcohol is controlled by ABC and a council of more than 160 local boards.
That's a lot.
Right?
I always thought that ABC was just the store.
No, I think it's like the liquor peoples, I guess. I don't know. I don't know any of that stuff.
I don't either. What does ABC even stand for? Alcohol
brings childreness. I don't know.
We'll look that up and get back to you. Hold, please.
Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission.
Oh, so it should be ACC. ABCC.
It should, but it's not.
Okay. Well, I think they messed up. I think they missed an opportunity there, but
it's okay. So
so that and
a council of more than 160 local boards.
Local boards, and a board is made up of multiple people as well. So wow, no wonder we
have so many dry counties.
Yeah.
So number 3. Speaking of drinking. Happy hour is actually illegal in North Carolina. The only happy hour options are allowed is to be served with food. Or it's food. Not that there's no...
So you can't actually go to a bar in North Carolina for happy hour and only have drinks?
No, you can only have food.
What's the point of the happy hour?
I don't know.
You think they're going to come and get us for our happy hour episodes? Because we don't serve food during that.
They don't know that. We just don't say that.
We don't say that. You don't know that we're not eating.
But we're not. Number 4. If you're thinking of going to sing karaoke, it's illegal to sing off key in North Carolina.
Oh, well, I mean, that's understandable.
Now, this next one, I was very surprised because I didn't know this was a law, but apparently it is. While there's much speculation, it is the law. If the law is still in effect, you can get a DUI on a horse in North Carolina.
I was always told that the horse is the one place you cannot get a DUI.
That's what I thought.
Because the horse has a mind of its own.
Yeah, they're a smarter animal.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that too, but apparently not. You can still get one.
Oh, good to know.
You can't collect your own reward money.
Reward money, like for, murder cases?
I guess
and
so.
Stuff?
Like, my dog's missing.
Oh, and then I found my dog. I would like the reward.
Yeah, I would like the $10,000.
Well, I'm pretty sure that most of the time, whenever you do, a reward, a lot of the times it's put up by the family.
That's what I thought, but...
I mean, I guess there are some cases where, other people will donate and stuff, so that makes sense.
It is illegal to practice as a professional psychic or fortune teller, but amateurs are okay.
Oh, okay, good. So if you're just not that great at it and still a little new, it's okay. But you can't pretend. Yeah, you can't be. Okay. You can't be fake.
Oh, okay.
You can just be. You can just be a newbie.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Even if you get it wrong.
Organizations may not hold meetings when their members are dressed up in costumes.
What?
I guess you can't dress up
in a costume
for your meeting.
Any meeting?
It just says organizations. It didn't specify what organization.
What if the organization is a Halloween organization?
I would assume that is okay.
It should be.
I would think. This one would upset our very good friend. Bingo should basically be illegal. There are a lot of stipulations with bingo in North Carolina. For one, you can't drink while playing bingo.
What?
Or have alcohol present.
No fun.
You also can't let your bingo game last more than 5 hours.
Oh, during our very first Freaky Laws session, we...
yes, that's right. Because I was like, what?
Yeah.
What's it matter?
I didn't know that you can have alcohol, though. There should definitely be alcohol served at bingo. I'm sorry. That would really spice things up.
Right. All right. This next one, which I'm pretty sure we've all done when we were younger. It's illegal to visit a graveyard past midnight. We mean, would you want to anyway?
I was about to say, who's going to graveyards in the middle of the night?
Kids, teenagers.
Oh, vandalism.
Well, not necessarily, but, you know, Payne Road.
Oh, gosh.
Trying to go be creepy and...
That is so creepy.
This is number 11, last one. Not illegal, but wild.
Ooh.
If a man and woman aren't married, go to a hotel and register themselves as married, then according by state law, they're married.
Oh, God. I'm sorry, that should be posted on every hotel
It should.
doorway. Like, hey, just so you know.
Before your crazy significant other drags you here.
Yeah, and says that you're married. Oh,
Will
my
be
gosh.
if you leave here.
Don't check in.
Oh,
Don't check in.
don't do it. Run.
You can join our freaky little family both on Instagram and Facebook and find all of the featured photos from this episode
At Sips of Crime.
For a chance to have your story featured on one of our future episodes, send us a Gmail
To sipsofcrime@gmail.com.
and you can find all of our episodes wherever you get your podcasts. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, we would really appreciate you giving us a 5-star review because it really helps other people find our podcasts and our episodes. Thanks for listening. Stay alive.